Good afternoon, world. This is Dr. Dan speaking to you from Dutchess County, New York. It's a bit of a snowy and rainy day, but beautiful nonetheless. So I'm thinking of the world, all of you, and what we're all going through together with the onslaught of the coronavirus, which is impacting us globally. And one of the things I'm hearing in my practice, which is not necessarily unique to this situation, but it's certainly apt and relevant, is just how the mind begins to get so busy and begins to chatter so much with respect to negative thinking or intense feelings that it's sometimes hard to shut off. So I'd like to introduce just a simple concept that I hope can help, and a bit of a practice, which is related to the word abide. I love this word. Different meanings from different perspectives, but essentially abide is to accept. And from spiritual traditions, abide can mean to be stable and to be grounded and still in what is. Now, sometimes that can get confused with resignation or the type of acceptance or stillness that's kind of like giving up. And this is not what we mean when we talk about abide, but it's more of a surrender with a heart opening, a surrender from love, if you will, and a kind of groundedness in whatever it is that you're experiencing. So the way this works with mind and emotions is that when a difficult thought or feeling arises in the mind, you can have the awareness that there is both the feeling or the thought, but then there's also someone who's experiencing the feeling and the thought. So there's the thinker and there's the thought, two different things. And the reason why that might be helpful is because if you can have the awareness that your thought is not the same as who you are, then you can have some distance from that and just watch, abide. And in the abiding, in the stillness with those thoughts or feelings, you can have the experience of thinning out of the negative experience. Some of you might know this from meditation. Classic example is when you're sitting quietly with eyes closed. There's always something to disrupt the stillness. Sometimes it can be an itch on the body. And of course, the common thing to do when you feel an itch is to just go right for it and just start to scratch and just relieve yourself of that and go back to meditation. But a more interesting, perhaps, practice would be to just abide, to stay in that experience and to watch it. Not something that we normally allow ourselves to do. We want to escape the negative feeling, escape the negative thought, or the sensation in this case, the itch. So you would turn your attention toward the itch, actually move closer to it, and just hang right there. Be curious, be interested. And in that process, most of you who've done this would agree that the itch will start to shift and change and dissolve. And it takes some practice, but I offer or encourage you to begin to do that with some of your thoughts and your feelings. Could be anxiety, could be worry, could be negative thinking, catastrophizing, we can say. So if you can allow yourself to just separate once you notice you're having those negative feelings and thoughts. separate enough to watch it, to notice it, you might find that experience change a bit. And if you do that practice and you have any comments or questions or thoughts about it, I'd love to hear from you. So feel free to comment. That's it. Stay well and follow good, sound advice.